in past that lead us to believe why the lighthouse is a haunted property. Again, I am the manager of operations, and I'm going to tell you a couple of things of the present, which leads me to believe that we are a haunted property. Now, I say this all the time. I am God's biggest skeptic. If you want me to believe in little green men from Mars, then they should be at that door come 5 o'clock and they're buying the first round. Otherwise, it doesn't exist. I am a huge believer in science, and I honestly believe that there is an explanation for everything. But in the 10 years that I have invited paranormal groups to rent out the lighthouse and do investigations, I have experienced things that I cannot actually give an explanation with a clear, intelligent mind. I have been doing this for 10 years. I can honestly tell you, no one in our volunteer staff, no one in our full-time staff, no one in our part-time staff has ever been maliciously hurt or touched. So whatever is here, we believe that those spirits they let us do our job. And our job is to teach people like you when you come and visit the lighthouse about the history of the Absecon Lighthouse. We're the tallest lighthouse in New Jersey, third tallest masonry lighthouse in the United States, and we're 168 years old. We are the oldest building in all of Atlantic City. Now, what have I experienced? It's all in that yellow brochure that I gave you. But a couple of things that I chose not to put in there. We had done an event similar to this. It was a Valentine's wedding vow renewal. Everyone had left, and I'm just doing a little bit of cleanup. Now, for this kind of event, we do serve alcohol. And as I'm cleaning up, I heard something kind of like whiz through the other room, and it banged against the back door there. I was the only one here, so I figured, okay, what was that? And it was a bottle cap. I was the only one here, but something literally threw a bottle cap across the room. I don't know who it was, I don't know what it was, but there was something definitely here with me. I don't know, we had a wedding vow renewal, maybe that spirit had a bad divorce and was just venting frustrations, I don't know. One of the biggest things that I tell people when they come here is that we truly believe that there is a little girl and her mother that kind of spend their time in the passageway and on the first flight of stairs. Definitely the little girl. She's very friendly, and when paranormal groups come here, she engages them very willfully. We believe that the girl and the mom may have been passengers on that ship Powhatan that you heard about earlier. And I will say this, if ever anyone has the opportunity, please go to the historic town of Smithville, New Jersey. Across the street from the shops of Smithville is an old Methodist church. That church actually used to be a Quaker church. There are 60 bodies of the Powhatan tragedy that washed up on the beaches in Back Bay in Atlantic City, buried in that cemetery in a mass grave. Unfortunately, the grave is not marked. I have actually spoken to the pastor of the church. No one knows where that grave is, but he will be the first one to tell you, yes, that is definitely a mass grave there. And like I said, we think that the little girl and her mom may have been passengers on the ship. One of the other stories that I love to tell is with my first group of paranormal investigators, we were using what's known as a K2 meter. Now, a K2 meter is an electronic device that measures magnetic frequencies. We were out in the parking lot, and just 20 questions, I was getting hits with the lights. Eventually, I realized that the person I was speaking to was a surfman. Now, surfmen, they were stationed at the lighthouses, and they were the predecessors of today's Coast Guard. They were the ones who would race out into the water to try to rescue as many sailors as they possibly could. They put their lives on hold to rescue someone else's. In fact, the surfman's motto is still the motto of today's Coast Guard. You have to go out, but you don't have to come back. And I realized that the entity I was speaking to lost his own life saving someone else's. So I took the time to say thank you. I don't know when you perished this earth, but you made the ultimate sacrifice, and I just want to thank you. And when I said that, every single light on that meter lit up for a good 30, 40 seconds. I actually felt as if I was being hugged by someone who's been waiting to be recognized for all these years. So with that, I'm going to lead you over to the over here to the tower. There are 228 steps in our lighthouse. There are 6 landings. Please feel free to stop and take a breather. When you get to the top, I'm going to pass you over to Mr. Dan Hennigan. He's been with the lighthouse for many, many years, and he'll inform you on the last leg of your journey. Right this way, everyone.